Today, we're going to tackle one of the biggest questions we could ever ask. What's next? We're going to dive into what the scriptures say about a new creation, and trust me, it's not what you think.
You know that feeling? You could be having the best day of your life. Everything's going right, and there's still this little whisper, right? This quiet sense that something's not quite all there. That's our starting point.
Well, it turns out there's a name for that feeling. This ancient writer called it eternity in the human heart. The idea is that we're basically built for something more, something bigger, even if we can't quite put our finger on what it is. So, if we're wired for more, what exactly is that more? Well, what's described isn't just, a slightly better version of Earth. It's something fundamentally, radically different, something beyond our imagination.
And this verse right here, this is the key. It's telling us straight up that any picture we try to paint in our heads is going to fall short. It's not that we're just missing a few details. We literally don't have the capacity to even imagine it.
I mean, think about our usual ideas of heaven, right? It's often just Earth, but with better scenery and no work, an endless vacation. But the concept of the new creation is, well, it's on a whole different level. Not just better scenery, but something we can't imagine. Not leisure, but a completely new purpose. And this is the big one. Not just an improved planet, but a reality with a whole new set of physics. We always think of heaven as being up there, but that's a bit too simple. Here's an analogy. Imagine you're a 2D stick figure on a piece of paper. Our 3D world would seem totally magical, right? It would intercept your world from a direction you can't even point to. That's the idea here. The new creation isn't just a place far away in our universe. It's like a whole other dimension that coexists with ours.
And let's clear something else up. The idea of eternity can sound kind of boring, right? Like being stuck in one moment forever. But that's not it at all. It's not timeless, it's time-full. Think about it. A reality where you have infinite potential to grow, to learn, to experience things without ever worrying about decay, deadlines, or running out of time. Boredom? Literally impossible.
Okay, so this is where it gets really wild. Let's talk about those new physics, the idea that the fundamental laws that run our entire universe are going to be completely rewritten.
This new reality is built on one single mind-blowing change, summed up right here. Creation will be freed from its bondage to decay.
Now, in science, we actually have a name for this bondage to decay. It's called entropy. It's the second law of thermodynamics. It's the reason things fall apart. Bodies get old, cars rust, and stars burn out. It's the engine of all aging and death in our universe.
So, imagine you just turn entropy off. What happens? Well, it's not just some abstract science experiment. The results are deeply, profoundly personal. It means no more death, no more mourning, no more crying, no more pain. Every source of grief we've ever known is just gone.
And get this, in a world without decay, even light works differently. Imagine a reality where light doesn't come from a source, like the sun. Instead, everything has its own intrinsic light. It just radiates. Darkness, a fundamental part of our existence, just wouldn't exist anymore.
Now, to give us some sense of the sheer scale of this new reality, there are descriptions of a central place, a city called the New Jerusalem.
And its dimensions, they're just staggering. We're talking about a structure that's over 1,300 miles, or 2,200 kilometers high. I mean, a city that tall is completely impossible under our current laws of gravity. It's not just a big city, it's a physical statement that the old rules are out the window.
So what does the universe with these new rules actually mean for us, for our relationships? Well, it means space can still exist, but it no longer has the power to separate us. The pain of being apart from people you love, that feeling of loneliness, that entire kind of suffering is just gone.
So we've got the new physics down. But what would life actually be like? What do you do in a world where all the limitations we take for granted are just gone?
While the scriptures point to three incredible transformations. First, there's still work, but it's work without any other frustration, purposeful work where no effort is ever wasted. Second, learning becomes this pure adventure with no limits on our time or our ability to understand. And third, and this is huge, our relationships are perfected, completely free from misunderstanding, insecurity, or any of the junk that messes things up now.
And here's a really deep thought. The Bible suggests that because humanity experienced life in this broken, decaying world and was redeemed from it, we have a unique perspective on grace.
It's a journey that even angels, who never went through that, can only watch and marvel at.
So, what does this all mean for us, sitting here right now? This last part kind of reframes our entire current existence in light of everything we've just talked about.
The Apostle Paul, a guy who went through an unbelievable amount of suffering, wrote these words. The idea isn't that our hardships are good, but that they aren't meaningless. They're actually accomplishing something, preparing us for a glory that is so immense it makes all this pain seem, well, light and momentary.
And that leads to this core idea. Our universe, with all of its incredible beauty and all of its heartbreaking pain, was never meant to be the final destination.
It's more like a training ground, a temporary, perfectly designed reality for us to confront the biggest questions, to freely choose love, to understand evil, and to experience grace, all under the most difficult conditions imaginable.
The book of Hebrews just lays it out there with this really direct and powerful question. It's not so much a threat as it is an invitation to really think about the stakes, to weigh what is temporary against what is eternal.
And we end on this incredible promise. Notice it doesn't say, I am making all new things. It says, I am making all things new. It's not about replacement, it's about total transformation. And it leaves us with this profound hope for a future that is truly, and I mean truly, beyond our wildest imagination.